Ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it, Patriots are Super Bowl champs. Suck it, world.
Again.
We back on top.
Again.
Like we ain't never left. Undefeated, never lost. Even though we got a couple undefeated, never lost. Don't matter.
Oh, that's a nice little segue. Or we'll say that
No,
for later.
we'll say that for later. No, it's too
the
early.
Pats. Yeah, the Pats Super Bowl champs again.
Yeah.
I saw a list yesterday. I wanted to tag somebody in it because I think I might have to go full on like villain mode. I saw a list yesterday that said top 5 most annoying fan bases: Patriots fans,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Warriors
where it was 4
fans,
out
Tom
of
Brady
5.
fans, Boston fans, anything like it. And I was kind of just like,
Okay.
whatever. All right, if that's who y'all want us to be, and obviously the Warriors were the one thing on there. But I was like, if that's what y'all want us to be, bruh.
I mean,
That's
it
who I'll-
just
that's
it
who I'll
just
be.
changes on whoever will winning.
Yeah.
Like for a while, it was Laker fans.
Yeah,
'Cause, like it's just whoever's winning
yeah.
over a long stretch of period,
Yeah.
and it's usually the Lakers, your Patriots, Warriors as of recent, teams like that. But nonetheless, I went down to Atlanta with Fred.
Oh, so you did go with somebody.
Yeah,
That's good.
and man, I love Atlanta. Atlanta is just the epitome of black excellence.
Yeah,
And that's like what
it really
it just
is.
like it all came together to me this weekend because God, it was just so much. First of all, let's just start off by rattling like Atlanta's great. The city's phenomenal. I love downtown Atlanta, that city. And then especially for the Super Bowl, it was just perfect because that like Centennial Park, the Olympic Park,
Yeah.
it's just such a. They had a Verizon set up this like fan experience or whatever that was free to the public, and they had a bunch of cool different stuff like that. Like I went there Saturday, and I went to the They had like a Patriots pep rally,
Yeah.
and they also did one for the Rams. So I'll get through all. It was
Right.
it was a lot, but it was just cool in that area because it works so perfectly. Like that's like the center of everything. So that city's great because all like the major stuff is like in a good area.
Yeah.
Like close by, and so it worked out well. But oh man, so one of the things that's already great about Atlanta was like most places, bars and clubs close at 3, and like Raleigh for us, that everything closes at 2,
Yeah.
which is tragic. And so me and
The
Fred,
extra hour matters, man.
it does, but this is where it gets good. So me and Fred drove down Friday night.
All right.
We got there around 11. Get there, we quickly changed, and then we went out downtown. We went to MJQ, a little spot,
Hey,
and it was
let's
popping.
go.
It was popping. That place was packed. So we're there, and last time we went, it was Saturday night. This time,
Right.
it was Friday night. And so I guess Friday night, they just go on full like old school or Rasta, and like it was
oh my gosh.
it was
yes.
just straight like they weren't really playing many current music, so it was still bopping. I was still enjoying it. But
right.
there was definitely a lot more old heads in the building and stuff.
and that could be more entertaining too.
Yeah, it was great in itself. So it was a good mixture of old heads and also younger folks, but it was a great time. And all I remember is just so it gets closer to 3 a.m. And so me and Fred are like starting to talk about like, or no, Fred had walked away for a second. I think he wanted to go use the restroom or something. And so it's like 2:55 at this point. I was hanging out with some people, and they were starting to like getting ready to leave, kind of figuring out what's the next moves. And dude just goes on the mic, man, y'all been such a great crowd. We gonna be staying open till 4 a.m.
Yo, the whole place.
I looked around and I said, oh, y'all trying to kill us tonight. So essentially,
Hey, that's how
for
you-
Super Bowl weekend,
bro.
Atlanta, I don't know, like everywhere was open till 4 a.m. instead of the typical 3 a.m.
Yo,
'Cause we went out
that's
Saturday night.
That's a city committed to making a good impression, bro.
And
That's
and
what's up.
Sunday night also.
Oh my god.
It was absurd. I'm just like,
People joke all the time about taking the Monday after Super Bowl off, and I've always wondered why.
Oh.
Unless you're in that situation.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my
and-
gosh.
And it was one of those things where it's like, there was hella people out. So I'm
Right.
like, yo, everybody in that city called out the next day because
Yeah.
there's no way. There's no way.
No,
There's
no,
way.
no.
And that's one of those things also like, it's in my city, I'm living it up.
Right.
Like, even if my team's not in there or whatever, I'm enjoying. It's that's the experience of it.
Unless I'm working, which again, most of the things that impact you are happening at night, so it's not that big a deal. But like if you work at night, I understand it would be chaos. But unless I'm working, that would be the dopest thing to happen inside your city. Like that's why I want to try to find a way to get to Charlotte for this All-Star game.
Bro, I'm going. I'm pretty sure me, Fred, and
I'm trying to figure a way to get to Charlotte.
Or Tyrone are going.
Yeah,
or at least that's the plan. But yeah, it was, and that's one of those things where I'm so glad I went and stuff, because there was just so many different stuff going on, and it was nice. Like there was, of course, you get all the clubs and the parties and stuff that like you gotta pay and everything, and everyone kind of just took advantage of the weekend and like upcharged a little for like getting in and stuff, which was dumb. But like it was one of those, like, I get why you're doing it, and like you're gonna be able to get away with it because people are still gonna want to come and all. But yeah, no, Atlanta. But yeah, Atlanta's just one of those like a black. I heard Bomani was just, or was it Bomani? I don't know. Somebody was just talking it, but I think it was. I heard DJ Envy talking about it on Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
But it was it's just like Atlanta's so cool because it's just one of those where like, man, you got black businesses, you got black people everywhere, and like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it.
This is why over time I've fallen in love with Durham. Because one of the issues, as with a lot of, and we even talked about this around New Year's time because it comes up a lot. But I know at Durham they're having some like not issues. I wouldn't say issues, but people are complaining a lot about a little bit of the gentrification and stuff that's going on in Durham. Yeah. But one of the things, like I've seen cities do this poorly. Durham is actually handling its reconstruction really, really well, and that's one of the reasons why I love Durham so freaking much. Is because I'll give you an example. There's an ad firm down there. I won't name names right now because I get how do promotion for these cats. But there's an ad firm right now that's doing stuff for our church right now. Like you talk about black businesses, bro. But Atlanta, the more time I spend in Atlanta, the more I fall in love with that city.
Same. Bro. That city it's such great. And like, oh my gosh, that's the thing I love. Just going out there, hanging out, going out at night or anything like that. Because it's just. Like, and it's great because it's essentially like a mixture of many different cultures. Atlanta is like the melting pot.
Yeah.
On like the East Coast, like one of the melting
pots.
On,
like it
feels
like
South.
The melting pot of the South.
Yeah, it is. It is, and man, it's a great city. Always takes care of us good.
Yeah.
Like
I saw you.
I got
you went
several.
You went to both rallies.
Yes, so I was gonna get into that. So. That was that Saturday. I went to the Verizon Fan Experience stuff. So they had the Patriots rally at first, and then the LA one second. So the Patriots one was interesting because I was like, I walk up and they got some country band from Boston playing, and it's just a bunch of white people jamming out, and I was like. Yep.
All right.
This
is Boston. Yep. That's all right.
And you can see the few black people in there because there's a good decent amount of black Patriot fans, but we all just sitting in there, kind of making eye contact, like, yep. I mean, this the hill we gonna die on. This our people, bro. This is what we chose. This is one of those. It's just like, hey, man, we've been riding with them. I've been with this for 13 years now. This is it. So. But no, their rally was cool. Robert Kraft came out looking like a boss, dressed in all black with his shades and like, that man, I don't know, he's 70, 80, however old he is, but dripping in swag.
Yeah.
They brought out some like Hall of Famers. Richard Seymour.
Mm-hmm.
He was a finalist, but he didn't get inducted. But he'll probably make it in next year.
Right.
And yeah, I guess that was. They gave 2 tickets away to the games, which I was salty about, but I ain't gonna talk about. Wait, they gave
tickets away to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so they did this thing where they had these foam stress balls with the Patriot logo on it. They were tossing a bunch of them out, and then they were like, "Hey, if you got this ball with this like white logo on it. Come up here. We got a prize pack for you.
Oh,
so they pulled the 2 people up, and then they told them. And it made me mad because they pulled up the 2 people up, and then they kind of announced the news.
Yeah.
And they were all just both like nonchalant about, oh, cool. I was like, bro, y'all don't deserve that. Man, I would have taken my shirt off. I would have crowd surfed. I would have lost my mind. Bro, you just won 2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
You understand that if you play it cool now, you could literally walk 30 feet in any direction and sell those for like $5,000
easily
a piece.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done.
Oh yeah,
I would have at least sold one of the tickets.
Yeah, I'd have been like $2,500.
No, I'd have gone in there by myself.
Real low. Somebody got blessed. I'd have been like $1,800.
Fred don't like football like that. It's alright.
$1,800.
Yep.
We walked away with a
nice. So that was the Patriots rally, and then the LA one. I wanted to check out the LA one just because the difference. Like, I knew just how different it was going to be.
Right.
And sure enough, I walk into the LA one. They just straight just West Coast music.
Inglewood.
Yeah. You getting over here, me, my friends, chillin' low rider. And I was like, yep. So I walked myself pretty close up front to the stage, and I was just plotted with Rams fans around me. So several people were talking, man, you at the wrong run. Yeah. And so I just kind of went through, hey, I'm originally from California. Gave them the backstory and stuff. And then they were like, oh, okay, chill. Yeah. So, like, it was all straight. And I had to explain it a couple times, but they ain't mind. Right. You know, we all fam out there. And, but I ended up sticking longer because they mentioned, like, yo, Snoop Dogg's gonna be here and performing. I was like, all right. I'm here for the ride. Let's go, Rams.
Gotta stay for Snoop.
Yeah, so he was supposed to come on, like, it was like after they announced that, it was like in 10 minutes Snoop is about to come on. It was basically 30 minutes to 45 minutes later. And it was awkward because, like, the dude, one of the dudes that was emceeing, he just kept having to, like, I think he was late, and so he was originally supposed to come on. Then they brought the cheerleaders out to do some stuff. Yeah. And then there's who's the dude? You remember the guy in Spy Kids, the Hispanic dude with the ponytails?
Oh my gosh.
Danny
Trejo?
Yeah, Danny Trejo.
Machete?
Yeah, Machete. Machete was there.
No.
My man's was drunk turned. My man's was wilding. Machete was out there,
bro,
and they gave him a microphone.
No,
and dude was out of control, and it was great.
Oh my gosh!
Like, they would be going through with their stuff, and he would just be walking on stage, grabbing
Danny Trejo,
and just trying to get chants going and stuff, talking all these smack. And then there's at this one point, he's all like, all right, guys, follow this cheer with me. This is the Rams house, and we're not going to lose because we're the best and stuff. All right, everybody. He said this, like, 10-word sentence, and everybody was just like, Rams.
I'd have been like, hey!
Yeah, it's like, I don't know about that one, dog. I don't know about that one. But it was he was so funny. He was hilarious. And then they had some other dude from Sons of Anarchy who was in there. But I never really watched the show. But Danny Trejo was
I was more
definitely
interested in the spinoff.
Highlight.
Low key.
Danny Trejo was definitely one of the highlights. Snoop Dogg finally comes on, and it was dope. He only did like 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah.
But it was still cool, and it was just one of those. It was like that was one of the more cool parts for me because it was basically. Like, in that moment, it felt like being in California because it was just like,
LA.
Especially Danny Trejo, and like the way he was just talking and stuff. Hey, fool! It was just like, man, I miss y'all, I miss my people.
Yeah.
So it was dope. And then the rest of the night, they had like a bunch of different stuff going on. They had different DJs with like this iHeart radio station area, different stuff, different giveaways and all. So it was a really cool experience.
Bro, you make it into the that party that said Drake was invited?
So no, I did not.
I wanted to ask you about that.
No,
I forgot about it.
I gave up on. I think. Well,
How much were they? $500 tickets? How
Yeah.
much were those? Yeah.
so I think it might have been that Friday night. The party was either Friday night or Saturday night, and either way, as soon as I knew Fred was coming with me, and like Fred had just done a bunch of stuff on his car. Either way, like it just was ridiculous to pay that much for a party, which sounded super sketchy. And like, I was like, nah, bro, you invited. They ain't gonna be there. They invited.
Yeah.
And we mainly just
They
ended
made a
up
documentary about that recently.
yeah. And the other part, I think like most of those parties was in the city or whatever, and it was just navigating through the city was hell. And so most of the spots we went out that like Friday, Saturday nights, except Sunday night we went somewhere in city, but Friday and Saturday night we were kind of on the outskirts of the city because it was more manageable to drive and all that. Oh, so this is the other thing with the Atlanta, bro. The Super Bowl brought it all out. Everybody was hustling.
Oh, I bet.
Hustling.
I bet everybody's business idea
Hustling.
was everybody's entrepreneurial business
Bro,
idea was
you,
happening.
You saw all sorts of entrepreneurs,
T-shirts,
dog.
hats,
Entrepreneurs.
bags.
So the first one that had me mad,
Food.
that was unofficial, official, and had me super mad. So the second night, we went to the strip. I think it was called like East Atlanta Village, and it was basically a strip of bars and like clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
So we ended up going there Saturday night, and we park in this like spot. It's got kind of like there's a bunch of other cars parked there, so we parked there. We go into this bar, and so we come back out like around 3, getting ready to leave, and Fred goes, "There's boots on my car." Sure enough, somebody had booted his car. We're like, great. Just perfect. So go up. There's like a sticker on his glass. Call the number on it. And I called it at first. And then Fred said, hold on. So I kind of hung up. And then the number immediately called back. And so I just talked to the dude. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm with blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah. Why the hell is there a boot on our car right now?
Yeah.
He's like, come explain this to us. And like, as I'm talking to the person on the phone, dude from around just around this car comes out of nowhere on the phone. It's all like, yeah. Is this your car? I was like, yeah. Why is there a boot on our car? It's like, well, if you see the sign, it says you can't park here or whatever. And literally, it's like this lot that wraps around this building, and there's cars in every one of it. And of all the cars, there's like 2, maybe 3 cars that have boots. Yeah. Ours and then 2 other cars, but all the other cars don't have boots. And so he tried to lie to us. He was like, no, we've been booting every car. I was like, or he's all like, no. He's all like, every car has a permit, and you can see the permit. So he showed us a couple that had like the permit sticker. And then he pointed to one white truck, and he's like, oh, look, that truck's got a permit also. I looked around. I was like, no, it don't. No, it don't.
Getting this thing off my car. I'm calling the police.
Yeah. I said, no, it don't. He said, yeah, I guess I missed it, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one. So he goes and grabs a boot and like puts the boot on that car. And there's a couple other cars. So I'm like, yeah, at this point, I'm pissed off. I'm like, nah, dog, listen. Like, this is BS. Fred's over here trying to talk with him, like, all right, trying to go. I'm like, nah, this is BS. Like, forget this. Like, this is stupid. And so he, like, I'm trying to just make my argument. Fred's like, hold on, Ben, stop. He's all like, look, all I got is 50, or all I got is 55. Like, can I give you 55? And dude's like, no, I'm with the company and stuff. I know you're like whatever and stuff, but I'm saying, can I give you 50?
Yeah.
And because the sticker said 75 to get the boot off, and he's like, listen, can I give you 50 and we'll be good? And dude's like, I guess 50 will be cool. And I was just like, the whole time I'm just over here like, Fred, don't pay this dude. Don't pay this. Fred was just kind of like whatever. So he pays them.
Get it over with.
Dude takes the boot off. So Fred moves his car around to this like by the side of the street, parks there. We go back into one of the other bars, and then we come back out a little bit later. And as we're coming by the lot, the car, that white truck he had booted, because I pointed it out to him, he had taken the boot off and everything. And as like we were playing it out, I was like, Fred, we got hustled. I was like, there's no dang way I believe this dude. I was like, you should have let me. I was ready to just go all in on this dude because it's just one, like he sounds super weak in his voice. Like he was just very like non-confident in his job.
This ain't the dude you. Even if you did work for a company, that's
not the dude you have.
This is not the dude you put out on the street booting those cars.
Dude looked like he was maybe 16, like
you gotta
18,
bring out somebody who's
17,
ready to fight.
18. Yeah, you need like dude that's like not gonna take crap for anybody.
Yes.
And so he had me so mad, especially when we were playing afterwards, because Fred realized it also, and he's just like, "Dang it!" And I was like, "You should have just let me kept going at him because like we called all his bluff, all his crap,
Y'all about
and
to
stuff.
break him anyway."
Yeah, so that was our first experience with that. Oh no, and the other thing we were noticing also, like the first night we were there, we pulled up to the spot. So you remember where we parked last time at MJQ?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was some dude walking around with tickets and saying $20 like to park there, and we're like, okay. And me and Fred were sitting there and was just like,
he by himself?
No, he was wearing this hoodie and he just looked masculine. And it was one of those other things where it's just like he didn't sound confident in his voice at all. He almost got punked by some other dudes earlier, and I'm just like, nah, Fred, we ain't parking here. Like, for like this don't seem official. Like, this is some business. Nah. Like, so we just got out of there. But Sunday, I went by like Mercedes-Benz.
Oh yeah.
Kind of just hung around there, and there was a lot of different stuff going on.
Right.
Saw some famous people and stuff. So it was cool. But there were people hustling left and right.
Oh, I bet.
You got people walking around with coolers selling beers.
Yes.
You got people selling Ritz crackers.
Yeah.
There's this dude like hustling people with like one of those like the bottle cap. It was basically he had 3 bottle caps and it was like a piece of gum under it. Which one? And you'd like swipe it around and then you got to figure out where the like which one has the gum under it.
Yeah.
It was a very poor setup of like equipment and everything.
Yeah.
But literally, his bet, like for you to bet to guess which one it was under, $100. That was it. And the thing that made me mad, there were dummies that were doing it. And the other thing, so
that's one of the oldest sleight of hand tricks in a book, bro.
Yeah.
You will lose.
And the other, like, it was not a smart operation at all because he was doing it and then he had 2 buddies in the crowd that were like in on it.
Yeah.
And you know how you knew they were in on it? Because they were wearing the same jackets. They were wearing this, it was basically like a Super Bowl varsity jacket that had all the Super Bowls on it.
Oh.
He was wearing it. 2 other dudes in the audience were wearing it. And the 2 other dudes were like kind of engaging back and forth and stuff. And like making it seem like they're part of the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
And dudes just kept betting. And I'm just like, bro,
this is like
it's a hustle.
Yes.
This is like, and it's not a good one at all. This is so poorly
Y'all
done.
couldn't even get some cups or something?
Yeah. My man, literally, it was chewing gum is what he was swapping around under those bottle caps.
Sheesh.
On a cardboard paper.
Oh, some suckers.
And he was I saw him get one dude with $200.
Y'all some suckers, bro.
Suckers.
Where'd y'all come from?
Oh man, it was crazy. But so I went by the stadium because it was like, all right, one, I wanted to just see the atmosphere around it and stuff, and it was dope. Yeah. And I tried a couple times to like go past it, but I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have at least snuck past the initial gate. But without like the ticket, I think it would have been hard to get in. But in the State Farm Arena, they had set up StubHub set up in there, and they were basically selling tickets to the game in there. And because it's like a hard copy ticket, whatever, so you can't like falsify.
Oh yeah. You get legit tickets.
Yeah. And so I kept going in the building in there because I had talked myself into like, okay, I might spend a decent amount to try to get in the game if it drops low enough. The lowest the tickets ever got was $3,600, which was absurd. And this was legit like 10 minutes before kickoff.
I understand wanting to make as much money possible, but when you're trying to, that's not how money works. Like you,
and that was before the fees.
One ticket that costs $3,600, you're not gonna be able to sell it. But if you got one ticket that's, I don't know, $1,800, you might sell a handful.
Yeah.
Like for somebody who drove down and said, "Man, I might be able to get a dope price
Yeah.
on a ticket." That's how you make money, man. Because I
And that
heard
was
they
the
struggled
thing.
to sell it out.
Oh yeah, yeah, they were dead, and it was just like ticket prices weren't dropping at all.
Yeah,
And even like once the game started, the price went up $2,000. Yeah, it was
they were
ridiculous.
like, "Oh shoot, it's close. Bump them
Yeah,
prices back
and I
up."
think because a friend had texted me that, but I don't. I doubt it went up. I think the cheaper ones probably got sold out.
yeah,
And so it was like because it was like it ranged
better
from
seats
the cheapest ones left were 3,600, and the most expensive was 9,000.
Woo.
Which, okay,
That's not
Have
even
fun.
close. That's just like the top section of the inside bowl. That's
Yeah,
That's not even that close, but it's closer.
yeah.
You can't fall and
I was
die.
sitting
That's
there. I was sitting
that's
there,
what
and I
that
was
is.
thinking hard. I was just like, "There's no way I could ever justify this because it's just like
Mm-mm.
3,600. What all could I do with that?
That's a couple months
For-
of climbing out. You
for-
gotta
yeah.
climb out of that hole.
Not even climbing out, but it's just like if I
Yeah.
had that money, here it is for this 3 hours of experience, which would be great and everything.
Yeah,
Or I like to think in cruise sets. Let's see.
yeah. That's 2 cruises.
That's not 2 cruises. 3,600.
Oh, 3,600. That's 3
Bro,
cruises.
that is-
at least.
look,
That's 3.5, 4
that is-
cruises.
That's 6 cruises.
Matter of fact, let's say Royal Caribbean,
2,
like we hitting
4.
nice one joints.
Bro, that is 5 nice cruises right there.
yeah,
5.
Go on a
That is
nice,
5.
nice 7
6 to
days.
7 days cruises. Nah, Bree.
5 stops,
Nah,
bro. 5
dude.
stops,
Yep.
7 days.
I'm holding on to that money.
Yeah, for real.
Forget that. But
Ah,
that was my Super Bowl experience.
goodness.
It was a blast. Oh, so I ended up not buying the ticket. And so I was kind
Yeah.
of screwed. I was
Yeah.
kind of screwed because it was like 6:20 and like I needed to figure out somewhere to
Kickoffs at
watch.
6:30.
Yeah, I
right?
need to
Yeah.
watch the game, and I was in the middle of the city, so I was just like, all right, forget it. I'm gonna find somewhere close by. So
Right.
there was this like sports bar close by, and they were basically doing this party. It was kind of like a watch party, and it was I guess it was a buffet of food and like free and like liquor
Yeah.
if you bought like tickets to it and stuff. I didn't realize cause I knew about it, but I didn't realize that was the spot up until like I got close by. So basically what I did was I ended up jumping over the fence to get in because it was just like the outdoor part of it. Because
Yeah.
like they had closed like
Oh my
they had
gosh.
closed the like stopped letting people in.
Right.
And there was just a stream of line of people trying to get in because it was packed inside. So I just jumped over the fence, and dude immediately caught me as I got in. And so he's all like, yeah, sorry, they count everyone here, so you got to leave. I was like, okay, cool. So I ended up just walking on the other side. And dude never followed me or whatever. So I just kind of went to the other side of the corner, and I just kind of hid behind these people. And I was just like...
I'm
just-
gonna
yeah.
hope I don't see that dude.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. So, and luckily I didn't end up seeing him around. But I was like right next to this family, and the mom started talking with me and stuff. And like she was very nice and stuff. We quickly started talking, just kind of like, oh, where are you from, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And quickly, like they became like super friendly with me, and so they were over here just bringing me food, buying me drinks,
That's
bro.
amazing.
She bought me 3 cups of like rum and coke. Big
Cups.
cups.
Beer glasses.
Yep. And I just kind of like, cause I was
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
I don't really do beer, but here, if like I give someone money, could they buy me something from the bar and I'll pay them
Right,
back?
right.
And she's like, don't worry about it, I got you. I was like, say no more, say no more.
Yo,
So
y'all
it
made a
was-
trip down here for
It
your
was
team.
so
Hella
great.
generous.
It was so much fun. They were very, very, very friendly, and it was a great time. It was dope. And afterwards, the craziest hustle was afterwards. So literally, the game ends, Patriots win. Dude comes out of nowhere with towels that say 6 times champions on it.
Yeah.
Ready. Over here. Bruh. Championship towels. $10 a towel. Bruh.
What?
So the thing immediately,
Did he
'cause I was
make?
like,
Were they like NFL official, or did he like make them?
oh, they look pretty official. He made them, but they look pretty official.
That's dope.
Yeah. And so my thing immediately, I was like, dang, bro, you made so you have some that say Rams
Yes.
are the champs essentially, or you just kind of banked all your money on
Yes.
Patriots winning it and stuff. So I was just like, I appreciate your hustle, and so I ended up buying a towel because I was like, I appreciate your hustle, bro.
That's what we were joking about that even like after the game with like the commercials and stuff because obviously the commercials reflect
Yeah,
who won or whatever, and literally because we went to Donnie's house, so literally they're playing these commercials, and I'm like, yo, they literally have like a 20 gig video on somebody's hard drive somewhere
yeah.
of the Rams winning the Super Bowl. Like somebody's got that video
somebody's
file
got
somewhere.
there. All right, gonna go ahead and delete
Go ahead
this.
and delete all that work you did. We're gonna go ahead and delete it. But we joke about the same thing with like the memorabilia. Like imagine all like the hats and the shirts. And
Oh
like,
yeah, all that.
all that stuff that those.
Well, all those
like,
get
fresh.
sent to third world countries.
Yep.
And like one of my coworkers, because I work with this nonprofit and we do work in like Haiti and different countries. He was all like, I have a Dodgers like championship hat essentially
That's amazing.
that he got because like they ship those hats over and stuff. He's
Yeah.
like he managed to get his hands on.
I need to get me an alternate universe hat. That's what I need to do.
Yeah. I would have loved
Multiverse hat.
Yeah, I would have loved one for like the '08 Lakers because that one still hurts. But it's okay. We beat them in 0-10.
Oh my gosh. 10 and
But-
11. Or was it 10 and 11 or 11 and 12?
So we
12?
we first played them in
Y'all
08.
went 3 times in a row.
We played them in 08, and then in 09 we played Magic, and
Yeah,
we
beat them
waxed
4-1.
them,
Yep.
and then in 010 we came back and beat the Celtics,
Right.
and the Celtics have never been the same ever
No.
since.
And y'all
I
won
mean,
2 straight.
yeah,
Yeah,
back to back to back.
So it was,
it was good times. So
yeah. So it's never been the same. Matter of fact, it is because the irony of that is that it is because of that they got all those picks from Brooklyn.
yeah,
Because shortly after that, either a season or 2 after that, was when they shipped everybody
Brooklyn
off.
went all in.
They shipped Ray off.
Yeah.
They shipped KG off. I think Rondo was the only one left, and then even he eventually left.
And that brings us
man.
into basketball with New Orleans Pelicans. You guys can suck it. You guys, all right.
Talk about
I'm
dealing.
gonna keep it kosher.
Talk about dealing in bad faith,
Oh my gosh,
which
the nerves.
I don't think.
You're the Pelicans. The nerves.
Yeah.
Like that's the most frustrating part of this to me, where it's like your franchise is crap. You're the Pelicans, first of all.
Yeah, if Anthony
Nobody
Davis-
respects the Pelicans.
If Anthony Davis didn't know he wanted out before this week, he knows now.
Oh yeah.
And the worst part of it is, and I think there are so many layers to this, is if you're going to rebuild, why not try to move Randall? Why not try to move Drew? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
start
get
from
you
scratch.
get all this stuff caught up, and not to say they're not, but you got all this energy, you got this media hype surrounding all these other cats or surrounding AD, and all you're trying to really do is really just stick it to the man. That's really what they were trying to do. They're just trying to take it to LA.
Yeah.
That's really all it was.
Yeah.
And from the get go, oh, we're the small market team. We're not going to cave to the demands of the big market team. That's basically what the past like week and a half has been.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a Warriors fan. Like it doesn't really serve me as a Warriors fan to see the Lakers win because y'all are in our division. But even I can clearly see like this was stupid.
Yeah.
It was so freaking stupid. The only good thing that could come out of this now is either you wait a year and a half and you get him anyway, or you in a year and a half you might realize, oh my gosh, Brandon Ingram really is the next KD, and we should probably sign him to a long contract.
I'm at the point where I don't want AD, and it's nothing against AD.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, I want it to go to the summer because essentially they're waiting for
Right.
the Celtics because they think the Celtics have something better to offer. What I want is it come to summertime, Kyrie leaves the Celtics, and that's essentially going to screw the Celtics because what Pelicans would be getting back is Kyrie because that's essentially or like the only reason they'd be trading for AD is to have him playing alongside Kyrie, and so you're essentially shipping your young core of, and like Pelicans are going to ask for Tatum, so you got to move
Yep.
Tatum, Brown, and Rozier and like a couple picks.
My hope is that everybody burns to the ground because the whole thing, and I heard about the Kyrie thing today, and I'm like, wait. You guys don't even know if Kyrie is going to be coming back.
Kyrie's basically hinted at New York or coming to LA and playing with LeBron again.
Right.
Like he's basically been mending
So
relationship
the
with
report
LeBron.
that came out was no matter if Kyrie stays or goes, they're gonna pursue AD. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you're telling me, and Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis, top 3 player, all that stuff, but you're kind of in the same dilemma that the Lakers are in, except you don't have LeBron. It's one thing to trade away your whole young core and have a top 2 player. It's another thing to be like, okay, we're going to give up Tatum, Brown, Smart, Rozier for AD.
And not have anyone to play alongside him.
You got
and that's the thing. Literally, the last trade offer the Lakers sent him made me so mad, and I'm glad they're stupid enough that they rejected this because it was basically Lakers offered them Lonzo, Ingram, Kuzma, Hart, and like Zubac, and like 2 picks, and I think like Michael Beasley, and like it was just basically the whole team, and I'm just like, this is stupid as hell.
Did you hear the one where they added the like hella picks to it too? It was like 6 total picks.
So no, so
at that
the
point
last,
I was like, no.
The last offer the Lakers sent him was those like 4 young core and then 2 first-round picks, and then they came back and they said they wanted 4 first-round picks, and that's where in Magic, and then we're like. No. And the thing that was most frustrating about this,
ask Brooklyn how that goes down.
Yeah,
when you don't have a pick for 4 years straight.
Well, and that's the thing that was most frustrating about it was like Lakers sent them at least several different offers, but they never counter offered or anything. They just said no every time, and it's just one of those like, this is such a childish like manner of business.
I've said this straight up. They never intended to do business with LA.
Yeah,
and what's funny is as hype as this got in the past week, they told us that. They told us that straight up. We had heard from the get-go New Orleans has no interest in dealing AD to LA, and then all of a sudden it flipped. And I'm like, no, that's not flipped. That's Rich Paul. That's LeBron and AD's agent generating that. That's not New Orleans, because New Orleans came out and said straight up, we don't want to trade him to LA. So it has been a crazy week. And New Orleans has revealed itself to be a place where nobody... Now, like if you're Drew... If I'm Drew, I'm going, get me the heck up out of here, bro. Because I have been balling.
Literally, because when the trade things first came out, it was like, yeah, the main reason I want to be here was because of AD. So it's like, yo, AD's guaranteed to leave now. And at this point, I just don't want him to trade for him now. Like, because to me, this season is essentially a wash. And, like, even if we could contend or anything, it's just that, like, pride thing where it's like, nah, y'all are such a, like, crappy organization. And, like, just this whole saga of stuff. And part of it, like we were talking about earlier, where it's a bunch of other teams that have been chiming in and telling them not to cave in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like
Boston, Toronto.
Yeah.
The Spurs.
Yeah.
The Spurs pissed me off the most because at least Boston and Toronto were like trying to make an offer. Spurs weren't even trying to make an offer. They just called him and told him don't do it.
No.
Like it was so stupid. Like, yeah, I freak. If it's one thing to go, because you get that in fantasy sports, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, look, I got a better offer. If you want to hold off, I got a better offer. Yada yada yada. You be on offer up. You trying to sell something? You be like, hey man, I got a better offer for you. Hold off, don't sell it.
Don't do it yet.
It's one thing to say that and know you're gonna make an offer. It's another thing to go, hey, I got nothing for you, but don't do it anyway. What the? You're gonna be that guy for real. Sheesh.
Yeah. Forget the Pelicans. We got to deal with this, today's Tuesday. So, I mean, it'll be over by noon Thursday.
Yeah.
So, it's a day and a half to go.
Update for Laker fans. The Victor Oladipo-less Pacers are currently beating the Lakers 69-46 at halftime.
I mean, at this point, is LeBron playing?
Yeah.
Good. Because this is all his fault. And, like, the thing that, like, if this trade was to go through, this would have been back-to-back years now where LeBron essentially flipped his whole team right before the trade deadline. Because let's not forget, it was a year ago literally the whole Cavs team changed.
The irony of it, and I just realized this a few days ago, and I'm not sure if it's so much a theory as it is like, oh, that's just legit what happened. My man's been working on the Lakers since the middle of the year last year. He's been working on the Lakers for a while. Because then I realized, oh, that's right. They got Clarkson and Nance.
Yep.
And who was it? Was it one? I think there was one other player that came. Like they made that trade happen, and then he just went to the Lakers during the offseason. Like he just got a head start.
Yeah.
On making the team what he wanted.
Oh yeah, no. When that happened, all the Laker fans were cool with it, but it goes like, all right, no, this is helping us clear good cap space and stuff.
He literally just said, "Oh yeah, just send him over here. I'll be over there in 6 months."
That's what it was. Yeah, it was Jordan Clarkson and
Nance, and
Nance,
then I forget there's
and
another.
then Buddy went to Pelicans.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
he didn't resign.
That's right, Randall.
And I don't know if we didn't offer him offer sheet or like what happened there, but he ended up going there.
Y'all Lakers didn't match it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But it was only like a 2-year, $18 million deal, and I get not wanting to pay Randall $19 million or $18 million, but he's hooping.
No, I would have, especially seeing how things have played out with us, with just like injury wise this season. It would have been good to have him.
Yeah,
have that depth,
right.
Someone that can like, essentially having him would have been good. But I mean, for him right now, it's a crap show because he's like, I'm stuck with this at least for another year or so. Yeah. So and that's the thing where like, at the end of the day, it just looks bad for the Pelicans. Like org wise, all your players are like, no, this blows. Like.
Yes.
And also, like, you guys are really, like, there's being petty, and then there's just being stupid.
Both.
Because the fact that the Lakers offered you their whole young core, 2 first-round picks, and you said no to that. And it's one of those, like, you said no and came back with four first-round pick. And that's just one of those, it's like, if you're not being serious. Like, okay, stop wasting my time.
If you're New Orleans, you have, and this is basically all I got to say about this, because I do want to cross over into, like, the Lakers and, like, LeBron and the whole thing. And I know we've been kind of teetering on it, but this New Orleans thing, the thing that gets me is, again, as a Warriors fan, I had mixed emotions. Because on the one hand, like, Kuzma kind of gives us problems. Brandon Ingram, despite us beating the Lakers by 15, that game was close up until like the a few minutes into the fourth quarter. Brandon Ingram was giving us problems. So like when I look at the Lakers, I go, bruh, LeBron and AD not gonna be able to do anything against the Warriors. Not by themselves.
No.
Get them young cats up out of here. That makes it easier for us. And maybe LA pulls in a superstar next year, and then we got to worry about it. But not
his workload's going to increase.
Yeah, but not this year. It's not going. And AD's been struggling with injury all year. So like, I'm not worried. Yeah. If anything, essentially
at that point, you trade him. Okay. Say the trade goes through tomorrow. You trade all those young cores.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now you're stuck with LeBron, AD. You got Rondo. And say Beasley and Stevenson and JaVale.
Yeah.
Great. Good luck.
Sheesh.
And then, so essentially now what you're doing is you're pulling players from your minor league team.
Yeah.
They're going to have to, they're essentially like, and that's great for them and everything, but it's just like, you're essentially starting with a whole new team. And we saw what happened with that last season. At the first stretch, it seems like it's all great and stuff like that because it's a new environment.
LeBron throws an alley-oop to AD. The Twitter goes nuts.
Yeah, it gets hype and stuff like that. But it's like it quickly becomes like, no, you can't just put a whole new team together basically at the middle of the season and expect to make a run. And LeBron even said that he's not expecting to win this season, so he should not be pressing this at all, because essentially, like, okay, let the rest of this year play out. Like the Pelicans are gonna have to trade AD at the end of this postseason, or else you let him walk for nothing.
Yeah.
So like at summertime, they're gonna have to trade him. Let the rest of the season be a wash.
Could you imagine having a player that doesn't want to play for you, regardless of if he's a future Hall of Famer or not? Imagine being offered. Not even talk about the players. Imagine being offered 2 first-round picks. Matter of fact, first and second-round picks. Imagine being offered 2 first-round picks, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and Lonzo Ball. 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. And saying no. You got a player you know is going to be gone in 18 months.
They're dumb.
It is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard of. And Zubac. 5 players and 4 picks, and you say no for a player you know is going to bolt anyway. But anyway, I didn't understand. I didn't understand either side, because on the one hand, I'm looking at Lakers fans, I'm going, that's your whole team, right? 3 of those cats are starters.
Yeah.
And then on the New Orleans side, and again,
I saw many people
the
are
ownership side was so bad.
At this point, I'd get everything for AD. That's cool and all. You're giving away 5 players for 1.
Yeah.
You need at least.
I think the
3.
Lakers would have got Etuan Moore back. But even then,
no, they would have gotten someone just to clear cap space.
Yeah, that was because I think he's getting paid $8 or $9 million this year, and that would have helped New Orleans and whatever. But that's the same as getting no player, because his contract expires after the end of this year.
Yeah.
So you just got a warm body. Okay, no disrespect to Etuan Moore, but for the purpose of what LA is trying to do, it's a warm body.
Yeah.
So that whole thing kind of confused me.
And at that point, if I was LA, I would have been like, all right, screw that. We want what's his name? Randall back. Just you want to do this? You want to be punks about it? All right, give us AD and Randall. You can have all this. Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah, make it. There you go. You want to play?
That I'd have been like, okay, that was actually mutually beneficial for everybody. It's a good move. Yeah. But no, the whole thing was just, for me, having no investment in really either whatever happened. It was just kind of obnoxious from a business standpoint of going what? You know what I'm saying? So, and I can't stand the whole Rich Paul and Clutch Sports thing, because they
that side
seed the media with their own narratives, and my thing is, if you the whole collusion thing, I think we take that way too seriously, but the whole narrative controlling thing and outright lies and the manipulation and stuff, and then throw in the fact that New Orleans was just dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb, and they combined dumb and petty in a horrible way. The whole thing was just, the whole week has been so frustrating to watch from a basketball standpoint. But I've been wanting to ask you this, because I know you and LeBron have a tenuous history, but ultimately you're a Lakers fan. That's who you are. And I'm wondering if I can ask you this question. And I know that me being here is not going to influence your answer, because I have been called a LeBron hater in the past. And recently I had somebody say, basically, I just want to see LeBron lose, which I genuinely believe it's not quite that simple. Now, if you want to say Lindell is somebody who wants just to see LeBron lose, I can't say that's inaccurate. Why? Because, number one, he plays for the Lakers. The Lakers in the Warriors division. The more the Lakers lose, the more it helps the Warriors. That's how it works. But also, the Warriors have seen LeBron in the last 4 playoffs. So him losing has generated a lot of success for the Warriors. Yeah. So, if you want to make it as simple as Lindell wants to see LeBron lose, then I can't argue with you. But I wanted to ask you this. We're halfway through the season. Is LeBron good for the Lakers? Or from your point of view, would you say LeBron has been so far? And he's got time. He's got a 4-year contract.
I mean, if you take it basically that period before Christmas time, he was phenomenal, because one of the biggest narratives was just LeBron and Lonzo can't play together because he's a main ball handler and stuff like that.
I was one of those people.
They had that stretch of 10 games where they were winning and stuff, and it was just
hooping.
And they were all playing great and all, and he was great for the Lakers because of the leadership, the veteran leadership, the actual true veteran. I think him along with Rondo, because Rondo's been an understory for the season.
Yes,
and it's just with him that hand injury.
I would have never thought Rondo, and you could see it. like him leading guys, telling guys what to do, all that stuff. I would have never thought that Rondo was going to be as much, if not more, of an influence in that way. But I agree, is this an underrated story?
So I think he's been great to the young core as far as like veteran leadership, but at the same time, I think he's been bad because of just like the whole fact where like if I'm a young player, like despite what you may say to me, like I don't trust you at all. And like during this period, after all this gets done, trade deadline, say trade doesn't go through or anything, now it's back to like, bruh. Like you can't talk to them as a player and like you can't try to motivate them and say like
your trust
you're valued.
Is shattered, bro.
Yeah, because it's like, nah, dude, like tell me. And I just saw Lakers Nation tweet. It was all like, yeah, Luke Walton is to blame for all these trade rumors.
Oh
because,
my gosh.
Well, no,
I know.
They were being sarcastic, and let me pull up the tweet. But they made a good point where it was basically talking about like people are blaming. So here's the tweet. Yeah, blame Luke Walton for every player except for LeBron James being mentioned in Anthony Davis trade rumors. And that's literally it. It's one of those things where it's like, you can't put this blame on anyone except Bron. Like, this all started with him. All the connections go back to him. Rich Paul, all that. Like, is it just a coincidence that 2 weeks before trade deadline, AD mentions, like, he's ready to up and leave? That's LeBron assessing the situation and basically being like, yo, we got to flip this midseason now. And the thing that's annoying with that is, like, you mentioned at the beginning of the season that, like, hey, this is going to be, like, it's going to be a long process. I don't expect to win this season. Yep. And, like, yo, that's totally cool with that. And especially you dealing with this growing, like, you're 34 at this point, 33, 34, however. You're older. Like, you're dealing with this injury. You're just coming off of it. Like, just take the season. It's a wash. Like, the Warriors look like a monster right now. And so even you get AD, like you've seen last season where putting a team together midway through the season is not going to do crap for you. So you just be like, yo, AD, hold off till off season. We'll work something there. We can bring you and we can bring another max player. And like start from scratch there. Like,
yeah.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating because like he's essentially a teacher's pet. And that's one of those where it's like, bro, you ain't with us. Like, you're the type, like, you, in class, you're with us, you work on the group projects and stuff, but when we go out to lunch, you're sitting with the teachers and stuff, and we're over here just with ourselves, and, like, you come back and try to act all cool with us. But nah, dude, like, we feel some type of way about you.
Yeah, I think, again, as an outsider, I can only do a lot of guessing. But one thing that I know for a fact is like, imagine, all right, these are the two things that have bothered me. And I tried to bring them up. And I don't know, I didn't get, I felt like I was spitting facts. Maybe like I'm looking, I want somebody to correct me because maybe I'm wrong. The thing that bothered me was, how are you going to be out on a groin injury? And look, I don't know LeBron's body. He's starting to get up there. Yeah. I don't know LeBron's body. All I know is they said 2 weeks. 6 weeks later.
Oh, yeah.
My man's still MIA.
Oh, and the thing that made me mad against, like, the Warriors game where he missed that game, and literally the reason was load management. It was like...
Bro. And then...
It was the most garbage
And then to be playing tonight. That's the thing that I never got, because if you're going to try to say, okay, we're going to give you the
If it's load management, you basically take it off going into All-Star break. Because it's the, like...
Right. If you wanted to showcase your trade pieces, maybe you wanted to give an opportunity for Brandon Ingram and them cats to ball out. Wouldn't that be the Pacers game? Pacers ain't got Oladipo. They're trash.
Yeah.
And again, they didn't know at the time, but the Warriors had just beat them by 30, right? It's not on television, so you don't have to worry about it. Right, but if you wanted to showcase and like boost the trade value of the dudes you're trying to get rid of,
basically like the last stretch.
Wouldn't the Pacers be the game you would do that with?
Yeah.
Take a break. And there were people who were legit and like, look, I don't like to hate just to hate. I try not to do that as much as I can, but people were on tour talking about how, you were just ducking the fade. You just did what, and I was like, I'm not sure if we can argue with that. Like he just didn't want to take the L on national television.
No.
So like again, there's all kinds of I can guess, but stuff like that. Like if I'm Lonzo, I'm Brandon Ingram, I'm Kuzma. I'm like,
Nah,
you ain't with us, dog.
No, you're not with us at all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust them at all.
Yeah, we're just assets.
Yeah,
To you,
we're movable pieces, and
Right.
like that's the thing. Like damage is done either way.
yeah.
Like,
You can't. I worry about how much they can't come back from this.
yeah.
Like I'm
And it
telling you,
just
2
gets
years
all-
from now,
And it just gets all messy because like LeVar Ball's reemerged now, and all like he's starting to talk all this smack and stuff, and
he
he's
back.
basically. And I don't blame. I
No.
honestly don't blame because
Nope.
he makes a perfect reason for like, yo, you're gonna trade Lonzo because Lonzo doesn't need to be with the Pelicans because they have Drew,
yeah.
and so he's like, yo, take him to Phoenix, and like
God,
he
he
would be
would
phenomenal.
Like that. He would
be phenomenal with
that
Phoenix.
Would be sick,
Like,
dude.
That would be such a great move for Phoenix. But I think Phoenix is in the midst of tanking, so that like
Yeah,
but
I think that
even-
might be too helpful for them.
yeah, but I think like because Lonzo's dealing with some injuries and stuff, so you
Yeah.
basically shut him down the rest of the season. You get Lonzo, shut him down the rest of the season, play through the draft, get you a high pick and stuff, and like you got a great team. But like, yeah, and like I don't get mad at LeVar Ball at all because LeVar Ball is basically Rich Paul. Like, yo, LeVar, like, you got your boy looking out for you and, like, doing your work and stuff. Hey, I'm going to look out for my son and do mine. Like,
That's a great point.
yeah.
That's
like,
a great point.
LeVar Ball is just Rich Paul with
Yeah.
a loud mouth.
Yeah, but LeVar Ball's
And
probably like,
very
"Oh, we gonna
blunt.
play this game?
Yeah, he's
All
very
right,
blunt.
cool. Time
yeah.
to look out for my son again because that's what I've been trying to do this whole time."
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't agree with him, obviously, because he wrote Luke Walton. And again, I think
Yeah.
one of the biggest losers in this whole thing is Luke. And we had talked about that early.
Luke's not going to make it through the rest of the
Nah,
season.
and what's crazy is we saw this coming so long ago.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, but other than that, no, I am with LeVar in the sense of, oh, we going to play the backdoor media manipulation game? All right. Okay. I don't want my son going to New Orleans. I want my son going to Phoenix because I think that would be better for him, period.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not faulting him for saying that. Because, like, as a basketball fan, I was like, dang, Lonzo, Booker, Bridges, Ayton, you know what I'm saying? Would have been lit. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not neutral because supposedly I'm a LeBron hater and I just want to see him lose. But I worry from a basketball perspective that the longer that LeBron plays basketball, the worse teammate he gets and the worse for organizations he gets.
Yeah.
He's a worse teammate as time goes on, and he's worse for organizations as time goes on. And I'm not sure there's a ton that can argue that. So that's just where I'm at with that. And I wanted to ask you that question from the perspective of like, okay, like because I know you want to see Hart and Ball and Brandon Ingram succeed. Right now, LA ain't gonna be the place where that happens as long as Bron's in the picture.
My thing was like, honestly, at this point, they need to flip the switch. But this is gonna be hard after like the last stretch. Not even the last shit, because the young core did great against the Warriors. This is Pacers game where they're getting waxed right now.
Yeah, for
it's not
whatever
helping
reason.
anything. But like, I would have tried to move Ingram. I would have
Mm-hmm.
I would have kept everyone else. I would have kept at least Lonzo and Kuz, and I would have tried to move Ingram and Zubac.
Especially after the Warriors game, because Brandon Ingram played relatively
Yeah,
well.
Ingram and Zubac. You could have moved them, and you could have gotten a decent player for that. Like, just
Or they're all like 22. This is a novel idea. What if you move Brandon Ingram for a high pick?
yeah, just
You know what I'm
something.
saying? Like, it
yeah.
could,
At this point, steer the course and like, even just hold on to him and like I would hold on to him and then I'd play for the off season because I guarantee you, like what AD's dad said is true because. Like, what they did to Isaiah Thomas, even if it was like,
yes, bro.
they did Isaiah Thomas so dirty.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, that alone. And, like, you even see it, like, the fact that Kyrie is essentially thinking of leaving also, like, it's just telling a lot of your org. Like,
Kyrie was hype about being in Boston at first, and you could tell the longer
Quickly.
he's there, the more
went
he's
yeah.
like, man, I got traded.
yeah.
This will be because this is Kyrie. This will be the first time since he signed. Did he? Is this his? He's not even on a contract. So
No,
like,
this is the extension. This is the rookie extension he signed.
yeah. So
this
this is his first time for him.
He's
to
only
get to
26.
choose. Yeah.
Dude is young.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is gonna be his opportunity to choose. No, so and I'll say this about loyalty. I was thinking about this the other day. Where like, and I wonder how Boston's gonna handle this. Because if it is a widespread problem, the real issue that they're going to have down the road is Tatum. Because down the road, Tatum's going to be like, oh, shoot, I can pick.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to be like, oh, loyalty, oh, yada, yada, oh, yada, yada. Loyalty cracks me up because New Orleans gets on the phone and goes, hey, y'all want AD? And Boston's like, get all these young cats up the heck up out of here. We, loyalty goes out the window when you have the opportunity to get something out of it. But it cracks me up because in like 3 years when Jason Tatum wants to play for another team, all these fans are going to be talking about, oh, you're not loyal, oh, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, y'all were just talking about trading him away.
Yeah.
For Anthony Davis, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah. So. And they'll try to push that narrative even though it's like false as crap.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anyway.
Yeah. Screw the Pelicans. Y'all trash organization. Y'all probably gonna get shipped to Seattle in a couple years anyway. New Orleans, y'all don't even deserve a team. And and y'all lost to the Rams. Yeah. Suck it. Yeah, I'm gonna be that petty. I'm gonna be that petty.
Oh man.
Well, no, yeah, New England doesn't even count because they didn't play the Saints. Y'all a bunch of dummies.
Hey,
having your little dumb parade,
yes!
your little party and stuff.
You saw that?
Ooh, y'all are so cool. Y'all are so cool. It's cool. You still ain't win nothing. Congratulations.
Oh, it could
You just
not.
proved y'all are salty.
Look, don't get me wrong. If a ref and a single play was the reason why I didn't get to the Super Bowl, I would be heated. But it absolutely could not be me protesting on Super Bowl Sunday, bro. It's over.
No, I would have just been like, "Oh, we really doing this? All right, cool. I'll catch y'all later, bro."
Go home.
Like, loser.
It could not.
Loser.
Yeah, that's that loser. That's that loser mentality.
Loser.
That's that. Just
yeah.
Look. And if you want to be like, hey, look, we earned it. We just got taken away from us. That's valid. That's valid.
It's like one of those, like, okay, that happened to you. Like, look, that happened to us, and like you can make that to yourself and just be like, nah, I know we could have beat them. I'm confident we could have done different. Move on.
Yeah.
Game got played.
You have.
There's literally no way
You have
anything could get adjusted.
You have every reason to be hurt, but the streets were full. You saw the picture, right?
Yeah.
I never seen
it.
Like
looked
that,
hype,
yeah.
but still, y'all some dummies. Congratulations, y'all got a little block party out of that. Man, hopefully y'all
this is kind of what I've been talking about with LeBron and losing. And I know I can say this now because the Warriors are doing a lot of winning. But someday soon, sooner than I think a lot of Warriors fans think, the Warriors will go right back to losing. And this is what I got to say about it. Not being able to handle losing we got to find a way to deal with it. Especially grown people. Grown people don't know how to lose. LeBron fans, and the most entertaining thing about this whole week is we've learned very quickly who LeBron fans are and who Laker fans are. We learn pretty quick because LeBron fans cannot stand anything that tarnishes LeBron's legacy. And they're like, man, what is LeBron supposed to do? I'm like, bro, what the other 30 teams do? They lose.
Yeah.
Everybody every year has to deal with losing. Y'all just y'all just got used to going to the championship.
Yeah.
9 straight years that you don't know what it's like to be able to, like, oh, we can't get, no. The rest of 30 teams in the league been losing and learning how to deal with it. You got to learn how to deal with it. But no, New Orleans, bruh, throwing parades. Protests. Not even parade. Man, protests.
We ain't even going. I'm done giving them light of day. Y'all dummies. It's just like, it's one of those, it's like.
Get off Twitter.
It's like, congratulations. Cool.
Get off the streets.
You're really cool. You're really cool. Y'all threw a big party to protest the Super Bowl.
We know y'all got robbed. Nobody's arguing with you.
Yeah.
We know y'all got robbed.
Yeah.
Go home.
It's so dumb. So dumb. And the thing that's most, because it was like just all throughout the it was just like little stuff I was seeing from like Saints player tweeting and stuff like that. It was just like, Good God, we get it, dude. All right. My goodness. Y'all better score more than 3 points in that new stadium. Okay, dude.
Like, was
What
like
makes
Michael,
you so confident y'all would have scored
it's
more?
like Michael Thomas. Some of it was funny. Some of it was like
No, Michael Thomas.
some of it was funny. Some of it was I was kind of just like, it's real easy to. And I said this at Donnie's house, like real easy to say that stuff from somebody living from your living room, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all better not score only 3.
Okay,
I
cool.
get it. I
Cool.
understand. It
Yeah.
hurts, especially as a
Yeah.
competitor, bro. Like I get it. You're hurt, but
Give it up. Like,
you're gonna get.
if
all
you're
your
going to be
Saints-
that pissed off
you're
about
gonna-
it, don't watch
yeah,
it.
You're gonna get all your Saints fans.
You obviously care
retweets, and
because
that's
you're
it.
watching it.
Yeah, like
Y'all all talking about y'all ain't boycotting it. Nope, Michael Thomas was watching it.
clearly not.
A lot of you players were
Clearly.
watching it.
And the only reason you're watching was to tweet stuff like, "Oh yeah, we would have."
To make it even better, I'm glad Drew Brees didn't win MVP. Suck it, New Orleans. Suck it. It's been a great month for your city.
Hey, y'all been cursed ever since Drew Brees spoke
It's
out.
been a
of
great month for y'all city.
Low key, underhanded. Here we go. You
You
ready?
guys, your sports establishment is just crumbling, and it's beautiful to watch.
Look,
It is a beauty.
out from left field. You ready? Y'all been cursed ever since Drew Brees spoke out against Colin Kaepernick kneeling. Y'all been cursed. That's it.
Yep.
Vikings cashed in on the curse. Rams cashed in on the curse. Somebody better call Drew and tell him to apologize, bro, because ever since he spoke out a bit against Colin Kaepernick, y'all been cursed. So anyway, that's the last thing I say about
Last
that.
time give him the light
Yeah.
of day.
All right, man. That's
I don't have much else to talk about, but 21 Savage, bro.
he gone, or he about to be gone.
So it's weird because I've been trying to like figure out, like, it's a fine line between this being funny and also it being very serious.
Right.
Because when when we all initially found out, we were just like the memes and jokes came out, and it was
yeah.
because it was hilarious because it was just like he what he British, and like, I mean, when something like that happens, Black Twitter comes out strong
Yeah.
and the memes are strong.
Yes.
But then like, because I first heard about like he was British and stuff, and then like I see he got detained by ICE,
Mm-hmm.
and then you read more where he's like 5 days before he performed on, I think Jimmy Fallon or
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel, wherever,
Rapping
and
about
rapping about
control,
Flint, Michigan,
all that stuff.
about ICE and stuff. And then you start adding all that stuff up later where it's just like, okay, he got arrested in Atlanta, and it was one of those like he wasn't really doing anything,
Yep.
and it's like you guys obviously just you guys just aren't now finding out that his visa expired because
Y'all
a couple
knew. Y'all just
a
been
couple
looking for
years ago his like he got arrested, so like obviously something would have came up then.
him. Yep.
And his visa's been expired since like for a while now, I guess, or however long. And so it was just there's so much with the story that doesn't add up, and like it's easy to laugh at it and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, still it's like he's got family and stuff here, and like
Oh no!
You just-
and throw in the stuff that his lawyer was saying, where it's like, bro, dude's actually here legitimate, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Or like the stuff like it's pending, you know.
Yeah.
And they knew that.
yeah.
I think it was just what it feels like and what it looks like is they got pissed off because he started running his mouth and they went to go get him and
Yeah.
tie him up with some old BS stuff that he knew that he would not have been able to fight until they go through the whole process.
And people have been making an interesting point where it's like, isn't ICE created to go after like terrorists or people that are like essentially threats to the country?
Right.
And so like, is freedom like freedom of speech essentially now you're saying is a threat to the country?
Yes. That's what's the
And like it's because
problem with giving organizations like that autonomy.
and we're seeing
They
that
just pick targets.
and we're seeing that more often with like this is just like freedom of speech is becoming an issue for black people.
Mm-hmm.
It started with Colin Kaepernick, and there's been many other stories in between. And like you
got something
see,
to say?
yeah, and like this is like just I think this is that trend continuing with 21 Savage, and like it's just wild. It is wild. So like, I mean, it's one of those. It's not even like, oh, I'm a 21 Savage fan or whatever. For me, I could really care for his music. Like he has a couple of songs I personally don't like him. I think he sounds dumb on most rap tracks and stuff. But like, I know nonetheless, like what's happening is pretty messed up, and especially it's one of those where like I like my family essentially went through the same thing and stuff and all, and so it's one of those like having that flip on you like that out of nowhere for something you think you have freedom of speech, and then like
until you realize you don't.
Yeah, this is essentially some commie stuff like that's happening. Like this is straight some commie stuff,
Straight,
and like
just Gestapo, KGB just showing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we heard you had some.
Yeah.
You were talking some stuff.
Yeah.
You're just gonna disappear.
yeah, that's in like people need to be aware of this, and despite all the jokes and stuff, it's like no, this is actually a real serious matter, and it'll be interesting to see how to play it out, and it'll be interesting how ICE like tries to cover their ass afterwards. Because they're going to try to swing it in a negative connotation and stuff. But it's one of those, it's like, all right, what about the president's wife? Let me see her visa. Let me see. I feel like she overstayed her stay.
Wait a minute.
I feel like she overstayed. Sorry, Ivanka, you got to go. But, I mean,
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Oh man.
I mean, it's wild.
Hey, look, you know what? Spring is here. Let me stop. Spring
It's here
is
for 2 days.
Spring is here, and it's gonna go right back to wind chill 20.
Yeah,
next
and I
week.
need it to be cold because I'm going snowboarding this weekend. If I swear, if it's 70
It's
and I'm
go,
still,
you gonna go.
this is going
you
to
gonna
happen.
drive? You going to Asheville?
Nah,
Where you
I'm
going?
gonna be in West Virginia, so
I was gonna
hopefully
say
it'll
you
be
gonna
cold.
drive out there and it's gonna be grass.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If I was
No,
going somewhere in
you
North
be
Carolina,
you be straight in West Virginia.
yeah,
You be straight up there.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Saturday's supposed to be 48. So
Yeah,
that
you're
means it's
that's
gonna be
perfect.
cold up there.
That's
yeah,
perfect.
that's clutch.
That's money. I was gonna say you can drive out there and see grass.
Grass.
What is this?
What? Thursday's supposed to be 80. What the frick? It
This
just makes
place.
no dang
This
sense.
place.
It just
So it's
makes
like today.
no
I
sense.
walked out today, jeans and a sweater.
Like
Your
last
boy
week,
was sweating.
last Monday, it was 20 degrees. Not even. It was like 10 degrees. This is so dumb. But we're going to get on out of here. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
If you
man.
listened this far, you a real one.
For real.
If you got any input or comments, share it to me. Unless you're from New Orleans or you cheer for a New Orleans-related sports team. I don't care about your opinion. Your city's trash. Your sports team are trash. That's how I really feel.
Hey, bro.
The only good thing to ever come out of New Orleans was Lil Wayne.
His views are his own.
I'm just so bitter right now, man.
My general message to fans is don't be a loser.
Yeah.
Don't be a loser.
Yeah, don't be a bum.
That's all. That's all I got to say.
And franchises, organizations, don't be bums either. Pelicans.
What is he supposed to do? He's supposed to lose.
Lose.
There's nothing else you can. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it's simple.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Culture Discourse Podcast. I'm Ben.
Yo, this is Lindell, and we're heading out, man.
We outie. Catch y'all next time.